Hello, and welcome to this video. What is this video? I'm trying to inspire you. That's it. It's about music. It's about making music, and the idea is just to kind of, like I say, get you to try and do things and inspire things. I'm going to be looking at Logic Pro. This is the DAW digital audio workstation I use. And this is the project we're dealing with, and yeah, we're going to be talking about the process, or how to kind of kickstart a process. You've got to remember, all things grow out of shit. You need good fertilizer. You need some good fertilizer, and so sometimes. And this is a tip. This is a Darren Lock bona fide gold tip. Sometimes you've got to start with the simple stuff, and sometimes if I'm again, you've got to remember, music. It's about you play. There's a lot of play in music. You play around, you play it. It's not a serious business unless you want it to be. And so sometimes when I want to record, I just play the simplest thing I can and develop out of that. And again, I'm not the greatest musician by any stretch of the imagination. It's something that I find challenging, to create something that sounds like music. So I do it to amuse myself. And so, at the end, I think from where it starts to where it ends, I think, wow, how do I get from point A to point B? And that's what this video is about, I think. Hopefully I haven't bored you. I know you've got a short attention span. Come on. So we're gonna start at the beginning. I will be putting on the headphones of shame, because otherwise I won't be able to hear what I'm talking about. So we start in Logic Pro, and I've got to add background audio. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear what I'm doing. And you need to hear what I'm doing. So I should have prepped this to begin with, but I didn't prep it. So yeah, it starts. This all started with this drum loop here. And it doesn't look like much. This drum loop. This is the drum loop. Doesn't sound like much. But that came out of the very handy drummer function that you get in this. Now you have session player drummer, and I think I had it as 60s songwriter from there. And when you create that, it brings up this handy little template that you can use, this little gizmo here. But what you can do is you can go in and you can set the bass and the drum and the snare drum accordingly on a little template, and it alters it, and I programmed it via that, and that's what it came out of. It came out of that little drum pattern. Like I said, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's where we begin. And so what I was doing with that is the guitar side of things. It came out of the drum pattern and the guitar. Now I'm going to try and recreate the process. He says, I'm going to try and recreate the process of where the idea came from. He says, plug in the guitar. That sounds about right. Hey. So bear with me, because I'm doing this all on the fly,
So yeah, here I am, just working out the chords. I'm just doing E minor, and then going up to A minor. That's the idea. Always do something simple, and then from that I build on and come up with this little bit. Fits together. I see this as like the verse of the track, and then I think, well, where can we go? Where can we go after that? And we come up with this little riff. I think it's D to E, and then we do the octave of E. So it's all in the E. But yeah, that's the whole idea behind this. Kept it simple, and we're going to build things on top of this with the drums, etc. So let's hear that with the drum loop. So you can hear that sounds, and now we're going to do the bass. Now again, originally the bass was a little more complicated, threw in a few more notes, but this was revised later. Now I ended up revising the bass line because we had a more complicated lead line, and so I simplified it to just sticking to the root notes. Again, this could all change. I could go back and redo that bass line, but anyway, it sounds like this.
Sometimes and that's the good thing about digital audio workstations, is you can continually knock bits out or add bits in, seeing as if they work or not. You can do alternate lines, or I tend to dump stuff that I don't think works. I mean, I might go back to that bass line. I might go back to it and maybe have a complicated bit and then simplify bits. I don't know yet. It's never finished until it's finished. But there was this lead guitar line that runs over the top of it, which was the last thing I showed. We need to get this up. you get it. Even with the fluff notes, you get the idea. So it was getting all that to fit together, and that's why we pulled out that bass line and replaced it with a more simplistic thing. So we go from this, like I say, very simple kind of idea to something that becomes a bit more, like I say, it's built always press the wrong button. We build from the bottom up. We build from the rhythm guitar, bass, and then we perch the lead guitar on top of all that. And that's just one way of doing things. It's just the way that this track came. Every time it can be different. So, but we can have a listen to the individual parts of this, so you can get an idea of what's going on. Again, I've got a couple of bassline bits. Isn't that good? I don't even know if is that good? That's not too bad. So we'll run through the mix. We mute that one because that's the old bassline, and we get rid of that, and we mute that old one. Right, I think this is the mix now. Right, so this is what the mix sounds like together, and we'll strip out. So you got the drums. The bass, added the first guitar, the second rhythm guitar, and finally the lead guitar. And that's how it all fits together. Now, at the end, there's a bit at the end, there's like a freak out bit at the end. It's the best way I can describe it. And what I did with that is it was all part of the same guitar performance, but I edited it and put it on its own track. I don't know if you can see it there. I cut it. It's just this little bit of guitar here, and I put that on its own track because I added a panner to it. So it's just a bit of a guitar freak out, but you hear it spinning around. And that's just a production thing to make it sound interesting. So yeah, we put that on the end there. So when that comes in, it spins. It spins. And what I use for that, for those who are interested, again, I use something. There's a great module from Arturia called EFX Motions, and I created this. I did this. I created a preset called, I called it panner because that's what it does, and you can adjust the pan rate and the how far it goes. And I just wanted this panner to just go whizzy around the head, and that's what that does, again, if we solo that, you can see the panner in action. And yeah, and that's it so far. I don't know if I'll add anything else to it. Again, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'm not sure if it's an instrumental or there's room enough in there for lyrics. There could be some lyrics in there. But the idea of this video is to show you a working process. Again, a simple idea, 2 chords. I was just riffing with 2 chords, then I built on from that. Added a second guitar, added bass, added lead line, stripped out the bass, made the bass a bit simpler, so it didn't get in the way of the main guitar part, and then that's it. And yeah, that's the process. If for those of you out there who are interested in this sort of thing, I imagine there won't be many people watching this, but you know, that's the fun of it. I think we should use the internet to inspire and educate people, and this is my attempt at doing that. If you like this video, please like this video, give it a thumbs up. I don't know, would you share it? I don't know. But if there are any questions about what I've done, please leave them in the comment box and I'll do my best to answer your questions. If you like these kind of videos, again, any feedback would be nice. I don't get much feedback on what I do because this is a limited audience. I don't think people are particularly interested in this thing. I mean, I think they're more interested in, you know, kind of electronic music and those kind of. I see a lot of those on my suggestions, but you don't get guitar music, you know, being broken down like this. You know, guitarists showing their process because smoke and mirrors, and I'm trying to show you that this is one way of doing it. I am not the greatest guitarist in the world. You know that. You've just seen what I've done. I can't even remember my own tunes. But this is the test. This is the test. This is a personal test for me to do this. Every time I record something, it's a test. You know, especially, you know, with my physical limitations in my left hand at the moment. I'm still trying to bang out ideas, and that's what it's all about. It's about banging out ideas, and you know, getting enjoyment out of the process. And I greatly enjoy mucking around in Logic or whatever software it is. I love doing this, and I love mucking around with guitars and making noises and doing songs for my own entertainment. And that's the whole point of it. And that's the whole point of being a human being, is to be creative or not creative. That's your choice. Hopefully this has been useful, and yeah, we'll do this all again soon. It hasn't got a name. It's called Gold E at the moment, or Minor Gold E, because I think that's what the chord it started with. Gold because the guitar is sparkly gold, and I recorded I recorded all the guitar parts using the Squier Gold Jaguar. So that's the title, Minor Gold E. But it could be a song, it could end up a song, and the delicious irony of all this is if I do publish it, this video will get copyright claimed by me. I love that. How can that be a thing? Isn't it funny? But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed it. If there's any questions, if there's anything you want to know about, please leave a comment and I'll do my best to respond. Thank you for watching, and ta-ta.